whiskey neat, highest floor of the Bowery, now is high enough. Yeah, so that was a thing. I will 100% do more of that when I print out the Patreon page, when I go and redo some fridges and some freezers up there. But before I do everything, I'm the real Randy Chavez. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that thanks button down below. Super chats as well. Okay, we have OMI today, which was doing okay up until it was announced that we had a new ETH whale come in by about a little over $5,000, so about 4 million OMI on stream. It was great. It was a lot of fun. Had to meet Eva's brother, Jonathan. Is Big Whale or Whale Man 7777, kind of like Whale Man from Doug, but it's Whale Man. And him coming in was extraordinarily bullish because Eva had tried to get him to download the Vivi app, to buy OMI for about a year. And why I think this is really, really bullish is because there is, if I can't, like, Eva is extraordinarily smart. Anyone with a brain that's maybe not related to her listens to her speak for a little bit and like, okay, I get it. And they'll 100% think that this is a great investment, which it obviously is. Not financial advice. But not everyone can get everyone. At times, somebody like me could be working on this high-hanging fruit for a long time. So like, hey, this is why you should invest in OMI. This is why you should invest in Vivi. And it might just not be time for them. And then a month later, when I've stopped, someone like Taps or Dan Lee or Cavell or Kay and Mr. Pags, God's Answer, whoever, can be like, yeah, you should actually do it. And suddenly that high-hanging fruit becomes low-hanging fruit. You can go and pick that. Not only are there videos every single day, just from me, not including everyone else. Like we had DeLargo today go on and say that he had David Yu on. Like, shout out to DeLargo. We gotta go follow him on Twitter. He had David Yu on. Confirmed, amazing. Like, Vivi NFTs will be on Twitter. I don't know how much more of a bullish thing that you can get and I'll have him reiterate that on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whenever he gets on, because David will be coming on the podcast. Dan will be coming on the podcast. Reese will be coming on the podcast. CTO Michael Adler will be coming on the podcast. So I'll have them reiterate that, but yeah, Vivi NFTs will be on Twitter. That is not a, that's not a speculation. That is straight from the horse's mouth. So this is a 100,000% going to get a ton of exposure to tens of thousands, if not, over 100,000 people. When it's like, oh, what are these? What is this? I mean, having Spider-Man as a PFP, like, that's going to be nuts. I mean, there'll be people that have Donnies, there'll be people that have partner statues of it. You go and you put, like, Spider-Man. Spider-Man's cool. Miles Morales, that's pretty cool also. If we get anime and we get something announced and suddenly you're able to put Goku, you're able to put that, like an actual legit, oh, God, that'd be amazing. So, I mean, we already have Vader. We're already getting the nerds in. Anyway, that's not really what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is saying that there are enough of us in the OMI community and Vivi community where we can go and, put me and 5 of the content creators in a room with, y'all can pick the 5 content creators in a room with anyone in the world that has money, that is intelligent, and we will get them to be able to get into Vivi and OMI. I have no doubts of that. Remember in Star Wars Episode 1, where Qui-Gon Jinn's like, he is the chosen one. I have no doubt of that. Like, I have zero doubt that the Force has brought us all together for this. Pick who you want. Pick your poison. We'll go and we'll take care of it. We'll do it. The only times where I would say that we would be unsuccessful is if we were to be able to go and get someone that is just anti-NFT. And I'm not saying that every person that's anti-NFT is smart. I'm saying that, honestly though, I think they just haven't been presented that information in a way in which they truly understand the different levels that they are and what blockchain is. And if you can convey that message, and I sometimes I get a little bit of word vomit, but you take Taps, you take Eva, you take any of a lot of the new content creators that are coming out as well. It doesn't have to be the old school ones that can say something eloquently and succinctly. That's them. That's a lot of the community that could be like that. So if you want, you want someone that's not like derpy and crazy like me, which I get. I do some things that most people wouldn't normally do, like going into debt for OMI or going into debt for Vivi NFTs. Most people would not do that. I'm not most people. Speaking of NFTs, actually, let's go to real quick OMI on the day, which I was talking about before. Down about 1.7%. Actually did the worst out of pretty much everything. It was worse than Bitcoin. Bitcoin was down 0.01%, so that stayed pretty flat at 19.2. And then we have lower than Ethereum, which was down 0.15, but that was staying above 1,300. And the futures were looking pretty good. S&P futures up 0.33%, Dow futures up 0.32%, and Nasdaq up 0.31%. So we'll see what the markets look like for tomorrow. I was just on Cavell Anderson's show with God's Entry, Henry Pagliuca, Hello K. I think those 5 of us. Yeah, that was it. And what God's Entry had showed, he says like, hey, we're still waiting for Bitcoin to capitulate. He's stacking a lot of money on the side. Mr. Pags is stacking a lot of money on the side. Pretty much, there's a good, 30-40% of whales that some of them might be dollar cost averaging a little bit, buy a little bit here, buy a little bit there. God's Entry says it's perfect time for accumulation for OMI. He doesn't think it's hit the low yet, and we very well may not have. There's some people, the other school of thinking that thinks that we might have already hit bottom. It's certainly possible that has happened as well. We tend to not have we tend to not know really what happens until months or years after the fact, so we can look, oh, hey, this is what happened, based on the 30, 69-day moving averages and all that jazz. But OMI did have $420,000. Everyone comment, blaze it down below for the 420 reference, in trading volume today. And so why is it important that we get other whales in? And how did I convince him? I convinced him that we think pretty much the same way, that Ethereum is probably the best blockchain to build on, and we are on the Ethereum network via Immutable X, and it is just getting him to see that. And I'm pretty sure he knew this already. Maybe it just wasn't, he just needs something to click. He knows what ETH whales want, and they want to be able to buy stuff with Ethereum. And that's why a bunch of ETH people are not in yet, is because you cannot buy gems with Ethereum. That will come probably in the next 6 months. We'll see. That'll show up in the OMI utility article. We'll get that this quarter. And then next quarter, they'll start implementing some of it. But I do think that not only do we get Ethereum to gem, but I think we get crypto to gem. I think we get OMI to gem as well. That is something that I think Reese had said on one of his most recent tours that he's been doing, whether it's on Superstar Money's channel, or I don't know if he was on DeLargo's channel. And he's the one that had gone and said, yeah, we're reprioritizing it to get OMI to gem super soon, like a phase 1 priority, because people have been complaining that they can't use their OMI, and they, tired of the floor prices going down, and this is how you inject a lot of money into it. You get people that are going to, let's say they have $5,000 or $10,000 worth of OMI. It's been sitting there for a year or however long, and suddenly they have $10,000. Oh, okay, found the money, and they're going to go and spend it. Anyone ever remember that episode of The Big Bang Theory where the guys help her out with a website, making little, I don't know, like plastic flowers for their hair, for girls' hair? And she's like, do you realize that, by filling this amazing one-day order, if we can do it, your net proceeds will be upwards of like $2,000. What is the first thing that Penny does? She goes online. She's like, I'm gonna buy shoes. And I get it. They kind of play it up for the joke, but take anyone. I mean, what happens to people when they win the lotto? Their lives are like destroyed, or they're like, if you're an addict, you're dead in a ditch a few days later. Why? Because people cannot control their spending. I cannot control my spending. Like I said, I literally just went took on some debt to buy that 4th Vivi logo. So Yeah, there's I'm just case study number one for that. But as getting into the specifics about him, saying like, hey, you know that at some point when regulation comes in and everyone's supposed to KYC, OpenSea is probably going to be a ghost town, and there's probably not going to be a ton of people that are going to go and KYC for OpenSea because there's a lot of scams on there, there's a lot of whatever. You know, Disney's not scamming anyone. Like Disney's not doing that. So, and then when I said that when regulation does come in and we have these institutional investors going and saying to their clients, hey, we're going to take some of your money that you've trusted us with. What do you think they're going to say? What do you think is an easier sell? We're going to buy a pixelated ape. It looks like it's 8-bit graphics. They all look the same. You know, one has a pipe, one has a chain, one has whatever. Or, hey, we're going to buy this digital collectible from Disney. It's the first appearance of Mickey Mouse on the blockchain. No, you don't know what blockchain is. You know, whatever they say to the clients. But, you know, picture, you know, like a first appearance of Superman in the comics. That's what we're getting. And they could go and say you could actually get the first Superman on the blockchain. You could get the first Batman, the first Spider. Like, the IP is just, God, there's something to be reckoned with. So I think hearing it from another person really just helped him go and do that. And he did do it a little bit for the hype. He's like, all right, let's do this on stream. You know, you don't miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And I would put myself in a room with anyone, and I can convince them that either this is a good idea, or I can convince them at least, you know, shift their focus a little bit, and then they'll come to that conclusion a little bit later. At least I can move the ball forward. But that does bring us to another thing. At the end of it, he's like, what other stuff should I get? And I was like, alligator Loki. Get a bunch of Lokis. And Eva's like, no, Chavez, no, don't do that. Don't tell him that. Obviously, Eva, who has a discount on her ViviVersity courses, I think it's like 50% off, like I think until November or through November. Definitely take advantage of that. Y'all know that. I don't know. Do I have her in the description? Let's see. Let us go to nope. That is go to my channel, and I go to my videos. And if everyone can go and they can smash that like button, that'd be super great. Like I said, free way to help support the channel. We're gonna look on financial advice, TikTok, eBay store, merch store, link for Pi, Wraithx, David U Twitter, our investments. Okay, there. We do not have Eva's thing in here, so just go and put at ViviVersity over on the Twitter. And hold on one second. Feesh got 2 errors with 3 Feesh. So be advised, guys. OpenSea has not been able to keep up today with the Feesh airdrops. So just be advised of that. And blockchain does have a lot more coming. You know, all on the Twitter. Ooh, that he says I've got a lot more coming, so they better get ready. That, or I'll start dropping stuff somewhere else. Ooh, all right. I'm so game for that. Adam Oswald says free way to help support the channel. Super chats are not the free way. That's the other thing. It's the opposite of free. But thank you so much. Yeah, actually, let's go over a bunch of news, and I'll get to the collectibles in a bit. We've had a bunch of news over the last few days. We've got YouTube is trying to be a one-stop shop for creators. They're doing a lot of leaked documents show that YouTube podcasting, they're going to do a lot of things. So why is this really bullish? YouTube wants to compete with TikTok, whether it can or not, you know, we'll see. But you can be damn sure they're going to be pushing a lot of consistent content creators. Consistent content creators are someone like most of the Vivi fam. Why? Thank you so much, Adam. Awesome face. Another free way to support the channel is, I don't know. It's not. I mean, I'm reading it as a super chat saying it's a free way to help support the channel. I feel like I'm lying because it's not. I just read the super chat, guys. For anyone that's listening, the super chat, it costs you money. I'm just letting you know. But why this is good that YouTube is doing this is because they'll be pushing a lot of Adam Awesomeface Scooby Dooby Doo says free way to support the channel. I feel like you had a little bit of John Malkovich in there, like free way to support the channel. I love him so much. You ever see the show Billions? He's in that in like the 4th season or 5th season, whatever. It's absolutely amazing. He plays such a good Russian villain. It's just, love him. So YouTube being going and pushing that video, how many people have gone and attempted to be a YouTuber or podcast specifically only focusing on Vivi or having Vivi and OMI be the majority of it? A lot. And this is before Vivi rolls out their ambassador program. How many people do you think are going to come on and try to go and say like, hey, every single Yahoo and their sister are going to come in and be like, I got 20,000 subs. Can I go and be a part of your ambassador program? I'll make videos. This is going to be shilled everywhere. And that's just the people with like, 10, 20,000 subscribers. Can you imagine if they say, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to offer a promo code for content creators that have 50,000 subscribers or more, 100,000 subscribers or more. And with this code, if people use that when they buy gems from the web app, not from the actual app, from the web app, and they say, you are going to get a 3% commission or 2% commission on all of these gems that are spent in the store. And maybe the commission goes up if they buy Vivi specific IP. Like if Vivi comes out and says like, all those Vivi logos, those letters, from the Decon kickoff party, that's actually going to be airdropped when the queue system comes in. But let's say that they start off with just a promo code to give somebody 2% if they use your code, so that it kicks back to them every time they spend gems in the store, not secondary market. You're going to have so many people FOMO into that. Like, how many people make hundreds of thousands of dollars on that because they did it on like CSGO or Fortnite when they buy skins? Guys, that's going to be insane. That is some of the most bullish things that I've had. That and David confirming that Vivi NFTs are going to be on Twitter. Like, that should be bigger news. I know he only said it a couple hours ago. Oh, be advised, Vivi did apologize for the glitch in yesterday's stamp drop. Fix it, the buy button live again, but the drop ideally should have been rescheduled. Thank you for your feedback on this. Hopefully it doesn't happen again, but we will approach things differently next time it does. Oh, and take a look at the Mickey Mouse that I saw on the goldfish. I wasn't shopping for the goldfish. I just saw it and took a picture. But yeah, that Mickey Mouse, he's on a lenticular card. So we also have Mindy saying, David Yu, is this you? And it's someone in the Spider-Man cosplay, and they're flossing. And David Yu says, I will learn this, and I will see you at Decon. So the Spider-Man flossing is just, I don't know if, I don't think you can tell what I'm doing, but I assume he can learn it in 2 seconds. He's pretty smart. So I've been following, like, this might go a little bit like creeper stalker status, but I follow pretty much everything that David does on YouTube. Not YouTube, well, that too. On Twitter. I see what he likes and what comments on. Hello K says, shoo, that Vivi gold silver logo floor about to hit 8K. Obviously it's not. Obviously it's like 4,200. But he says, this is quickly becoming the big flex piece from David's info drop yesterday. Got my sub 100. One sat there with a signed physical card too. And David, you liked it. He does a lot. He's been liking a lot of stuff about Tesla. And in DeLargo's stream before, they would say like, how do you keep up with the space? Do you see what other people's doing? Are you doing your own thing? And David had said, yeah, we take a look at where the space is going and where we think it'll be headed in the next months and try to build on that and plan for ahead of that. We look at people like blah, 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 and people like Elon Musk. And I was like, Tesla, SpaceX. So we were also asked on the Cavell Anderson podcast that I was just on, saying that what gaming partnerships do you think they should partner with for the ViviVerse? Because let's say the ViviVerse is open world, whatever, and other games could come on it. I, of course, voted for Square Enix because they make some pretty awesome games, and they, we already have that connection with Disney, so I think we should partner with them and have them make a bunch of mini games for the ViviVerse. But there was somebody that mentioned, I think it was Kay, he had mentioned Tencent. And for those of you that do not know, Tencent has their hand in like 85% of video games that are made. They are absolutely insane when it comes to partnerships in that video game space. And they also own like 5% of Tesla. So so that's another thing where if we partner with them, that's another contact that they could have for Tesla, for SpaceX, to that Elon Musk thing. So I mean, this is the first time I think he's ever name dropped Elon Musk. He's obviously made posts about SpaceX on Instagram. He's been wearing his SpaceX hat. Speaking of hat, check out my Sleep in Comics hat. My number 43, Sleep Inside Comics. Um, Signed by Sleep in Comics himself. And, in the last AMA, or last community update, he had a SpaceX water bottle. And let's look at the, I have a, yeah, here we go. Okay. Okay. Here it is. He's got let me turn off the auto rotate here. In the background, he's got a bunch of Gary Baseman stuff, and he's got Banksy in the back, and he's got, look at that gold and silver Vivi logo shirt. Like it looks pretty awesome. ViviVerse says Vivi X SpaceX confirmed. It's not confirmed. It's just we're really hoping. Yeah, you take a look at that, and you just have to see. Oh shit, this way. Oops, excuse my language. You just have to see that David is really leaning into the teasing, like I said, of the Banksy, which there's not confirmation, but yeah, I'm gonna speculate. Like he tends to only tease things that they're at least talking to, and if he doesn't tease them again after that, then either the deal didn't go through, or the people say like, hey, just don't tease it anymore. But he's been consistently teasing this. He's been consistently teasing the first appearance Wolverine comic. He's been consistently teasing Rick and Morty, which one of the things at NFT NYC, one of the after parties he was at, so the first thing he says to people is like, we don't have Rick and Morty yet. Or like, we don't have Rick and Morty. It's something along those lines. But it doesn't mean he's not working on it. Moving on. Where was I before him? Before this. He's liking stuff. So, speaking of David, Cole E. Owen says, Dear at Vivi Official, when you release Stormtroopers on Vivi, can you please make it a really big supply, because I've been patiently waiting, and I personally want an entire army of Stormtroopers, and I'm sure the entire Vivi fam feels the same way. Thank you. David said, thumbs up. He do be thumbing up, though. Be thumbing a lot of stuff up. In other news, there's so this happened recently, but I'll talk about it right now. From Curtis M. Cooper, who is the creator of Cannon Crisis, that game that burns OMI. He says, it's official. I'm building a 10-acre solar farm in West Texas for the purpose of burning OMI. Hashtag solar burn. If you're interested in contributing, supporting, or just want more information about the project, please send me a DM. I sent him a DM, but that dude has 200 likes and like 12 quoted retweets. He's busy. He do be busy though. So I'm very, 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 very bullish on that. So we have zombie doge.zil says, how's that even possible? Can anyone just burn OMI like that? Broken Blockchain responds, if you own the tokens, you can do whatever you want with them. I mean, okay, he doesn't even take profits on his Feesh for the OMI burn. When all the profits or OMI that's put into the ecosystem that Brock could take as profit, he burns 50% of that OMI, and the rest of the OMI, that other 50%, goes right back into the community in liquidity pools and for whoever qualifies at the end of the month or end of wherever. So Zombie says, yeah, sure, but what I don't understand is how the solar farm is going to burn OMI. He cannot mine OMI and send them to the burn address, ? Brock says, I'm guessing that the solar farm will sell energy to the grid, make money in a green way, and then buy OMI and burn it. Yeah, that's pretty much what I would guess as well. Outside of that, we've got, there's free, okay. Yep, okay, moving on. Pixel Trader says, wild to think that just one person putting in 15 to 20K into the app could do a lot of damage, especially in the super scarce items. Eva's brother had mentioned that he's not going to put hundreds of thousands into the app, but he'll put a couple K into it. So, and I realize I haven't gotten to the end of my title there on the card. Eva was talking about saying like, hey, I'll let you know what I'm gonna, what I think you should buy. I mean, it's probably going to be like Todd, Riso, Partners, Cigarette Spider-Man, maybe like a Pride, maybe a, I mean, honestly, if you're looking at value, if you're looking at, I mean, it depends what you want. If it's for flipping in like the next year and a half, yeah, those are all good. If it's something that is, if you're thinking like longer term, yeah, obviously those are still great. Riso, Vivi logo, But alligator Loki. But if you look at the longer term, there's stuff. A lot of people think that, oh, this will never go back up to all-time highs again. Like not all of these will. You think that with crypto these won't pump? You think that with the arbitrage opportunities these won't pump? You think that what do we have? 5,000 active daily. We have 12,000 active daily users, give or take. Only 5,000 of them about purchase something every day. When you have, let's just go with 10 times that, where we have over 100,000 people that open the app every day and 50,000 people are buying something every day. That we can get within 2 years. That we could actually get, if they wanted to, they could turn on marketing like nobody's business. We were just talking about on the other stream where Metaverse tokens in general is what everybody's going to buy. Kay has contacts in was it India or in Saudi Arabia, or maybe it was, I forget, it was somewhere in the Middle East. With that Arab money, that oil money. Kay's got contacts saying like, yeah, Metaverse tokens. They'll when something is listed as a Metaverse token, they will go in and then put it in a basket, and everything that's in that basket is just going to throw money at. And this goes in line with what I've been hearing at Barclays, what I've been hearing at. I got a buddy of mine that works in New York City at a bunch of restaurants, at a bunch of clubs, a bunch of bars, and he happens to hear what these people talk about. And yeah, they're going all this on. They didn't specifically say Metaverse tokens, but they said the Metaverse in general, buying tons of land, going and buying. So you get a bunch of FOMO next year, and we might not even be out of the recession next year. We might have capitulated, we might have reached bottom by that point, but there's multiple coins now in this bear market that have gone up. I think it was Quant, that's one of them. There's absolutely zero reason that OMI can't do the same once we get a couple of exchanges, once we roll out some OUP, once we get crypto to gem, and once finally people are saying like, okay, hey, we're a Metaverse token. They'll tease the ViviVerse over in Decon, but they will, when they tease that, they might give us a timeline, like saying, hey, first part of ViviVerse will come out maybe Q2 of next year, and then you might be able to do this, and then a land sale at some point late next year. We'll see. Anyway, I have the rest of this title to get to, because I've been talking for 27 minutes, haven't gotten the rest of it. Miles versus logo versus partner statue. Miles pumped good 40% from 3,500 to about 5,500. Partners has been very, very steady. Despite people like me and Mr. Pags both selling our partners, despite other people selling it, whether it's for Miles, and the amount of people that I've heard people selling their partner statue for Miles, you would think that the partner statue would go down and be undercut into 33, 32, 2,800, but it stayed. If it went down to 3,200 or whatever, it got bought. Pags got bought at 3,333. Mine got bought at, I think, 32 something, 3250, whatever it is. And now the floor, at least a half hour ago when I started this, was at 3,500 again. We'll take a look, and I'll take a look at all of them. So that's been holding on very, very well. I'm very, very excited to go and see that. We'll take a look right now. And that Vivi logo has been, if you were lucky enough to, and I'll address some of this, the hate I've been getting on Facebook. Facebook kind of blew up before, and because I'd made the video how like going into debt for a Vivi logo, and then it was, I forget what the rest of the title was, and then something else. And then it was, I just look it up. It doesn't need to be a crazy secret. Where am I? Oh, and short-term flip versus long-term profit. So when I said short-term flip versus long-term, rentability and utility, that's exactly what the video was about. So be advised, guys, if you believe in something and people are giving you a hard time, doesn't matter if the press, the government, your family, friends, if everyone is telling you that what you think is wrong is right, or what you think is right is wrong, your job is to tell them no. You got to stand by the river of truth and say no. You move. Yes, I'm quoting Captain America from the Civil War comics, but damn it, that is like one of the most inspirational quotes ever. Like, if House puts people in danger like all the time, but take a look at House. that goes and he says he knows he's right. I'm not wrong. Anyway, but like I said, I am the absolute end of the spectrum. What's the spectrum? The end of the spectrum as far as most people should not do what I do. It will take years off your life, and I could be wrong. I don't think I am, but anyway, we're gonna go and we'll check out the Vivi logo first. That has a. That's been 40. So if you were lucky enough, when David had gone and Dan had gone on Spaces, a public Twitter Spaces, and they had said they were going to give out a whole bunch of utility for it, and this is like his mission now, his baby. After they'd already announced utility in the last community update, and you got it at 2,700, 2,900, 3,000. If you wanted to sell now, I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna be salty. If you wanted to go and say like, yeah, I made a 35, 40% profit, by all means, go and do that. Go and take that win, take that W. When that happens, and it's happened a couple of times, went to 4,500, went to 3,900, 4,400, back and forth, it's kind of trading around here. If you wanted to go and take profit now, it's not bad. It could, like, we could have tomorrow David announced, yeah, we got Banksy, we got SpaceX, we got Harry Potter, and or we could announce some that we've had for a while. Is that we have Capcom. If they show up and be like, hey, take a look at this Mega Man NFT, players are gonna go nuts. Is that gonna cause as big, or let's say like Mufasa and Simba from The Lion King? Let's take a really awesome, epic character. Everything's going down. Gem squeeze, another gem squeeze. So that's possible for anything. But long term, I really do like that going up. Let's go to the store and let's take a look at, over the last couple days, the drops at Miles Morales. And again, there are people that have gone and sold their partners for Miles Morales, and that is actually up now. That's at 6,600. So if you were one of the ones that bought this at like 3,400 to 4K, it stuck it down there for like 14 hours between 3,400 and like 3,900, where you could have gone and got that. And a Tony Tonga was able to get that secret rare, $6,600 now. If you wanted to cash in that extra 3K and then just wait for something to happen, 100%, it is okay to do that, to take profit. Am I going to suggest that, Dashy? I mean, what's your timeline, Dashy? You want to flip, get cute with it if you want? That's all you, Dashy. I'm a hodler for the most part. That's absolutely insane. But again, if you take a look at the market caps of Walt and Miles, the partners, I think Partner Statue has actually the biggest market cap in all of the Vivi. So when you take a look at that, how much more is Walt going to grow? I mean, I think Walt gets back to its former glory at 50,000. I think eventually that goes to 100,000. When, I don't know, probably a couple of years. But I mean, again, I was talking with Eva's brother before, and he was saying that, I was saying like, hey, listen, there's scarcity and there's rarity, and there is, Walt, be advised, I believe he's the Grail, but there's 4,300 of him. And he immediately responds with, well, in most PFP projects, there's 10,000 of them. Like, okay, that's a fair point. And some of those PFP projects have things in the hundreds of thousands, and there's more than double of them that there are for the Partner Statue. So let me go. I'm trying to find this thing. Why is it not letting me? Why is it not letting me find it? I'll find it at some point, or I could just go and search for the. Oh, here it is. Oh, there's only 89 of them now too. There was like 100 of them at one point. Maybe some got delisted, maybe some got bought. But yeah, gun to my head right now, I would say Partners is probably the safest because it's already been. What is that, 15x? Where it is that you want to 15x that Vivi logo? You know what that's going to be? It's going to be like $69,000. Everyone comment nice down below with the 69. And I'm not saying it doesn't get there at some point, but that's just what Walt going to all-time highs, not Walt surpassing that. I do believe it would be slightly hard. Oh, and the floor is actually for the Miles Morales is a sub 94. But what I'm saying about this is that Miles Morales is, like, on a popularity scale, if we go from 1 to 100, 1 being, not known at all, and 100 being like the best in the world. Partner statue, yeah, that's Mickey Mouse. That popularity is already through the roof. I don't know the percentage of people on this world that don't know, at least heard of Mickey Mouse. Like there's most people in this world have probably heard of Mickey Mouse. Not a ton of people have heard of Miles Morales. I remember a buddy of mine saying that he didn't know who Miles Morales was. He's not old. He's like 40. The only reason he knew Miles Morales is because his kids knew about him. Unless you're a comic book guy, or you have kids that say, let's say, that watch Spidey and His Amazing Friends, you might not know who Miles Morales is. Miles Morales, let's say, popularity scale is maybe like a 30. Not because he's not a great character. He's amazing. I literally had an hour and a half stream while we were going for Miles on his drop day. The first 30 minutes, it was me going over why he's a Grail and his history and why he's absolutely amazing. Miles Morales has a ton of room to grow, and I'll tell you that if we go by percentage-wise on what's... Miles Morales has, out of the 250 of them, there, which, let's say take away 40, let's say 210, or actually, I'm sorry, 160. There's only 160 of them. There's 39 of them. That's 875% that is available. Like that's so much of the supply. If there were that much of the supply for the Waltz, for the partner statue, there'd be over 1,000 Waltz on. But so the Waltz is a lot scarcer, even though there's more than 2.5x of him on the thing as much as there was Miles. So I think that percentage-wise, yeah, this still has... there's only a couple of sales until it reaches 10K. There's 4 sales until it reaches 10K. But that being said, how much higher can that go? At one point, you still have to have people buying. I don't know how many people would buy 10K. When we get crypto to gem, though, guys, all bets are off. Guys, every single thing that we see here, when we get crypto to gem, the rules change. Every single thing that we have seen until this point goes out the window. And I've realized I've been talking for 37 minutes and I have not gone and looked at anyone's comments yet. I so apologize. I will, I promise. Talk about Miles versus partners versus the OMI, the Vivi logo. I'm going to have to go and say, for safety, I would view partners as that S&P 500, the VOO, the SPY, that will consistently go up every year. That's just comparing it to that on average, because more people that get in, more people that are going to want it. That's the safest thing. I think as far as residual income, Vivi logo 100%, because Vivi logo already has that rentability use. Even though we don't have rentability yet, that'll come. Give it a year, give it 2 years, whatever, but we'll get that. And you're going to be able to rent that out minimum 4 times a year, but probably 5 or 6 times a year, because Vivi's not just going to be at the 2 Comic Cons and DCons forever. They'll have their own VCon. They'll go to other cons. They'll probably go to Australia at some point. They might go maybe South America. Let's say that they might go to London, Paris, maybe Tokyo. Sorry, I love Hillary Duff. They might go to Japan. They might go to China. They might go to places where, that's what they're trying to onboard a lot of Asian users. They don't... Dan doesn't follow Crunchyroll and Funimation just for the heck of it. They didn't onboard their Japanese Discord just for the heck of it. And, they don't have Ultraman just for the heck of it either. They didn't put that promo of them doing that Ultraman, blast in New York City and Times Square for the heck of it. There are reasons for absolutely everything that they do. So they could wind up going to other places. You'll be able to rent this out for so much money in the future because there's so few of them. Spider-Man Miles Morales, kind of the... Again, I've gone on and said why he's a Grail, why everything, but this guy at 6.6K, I don't... He's pumped up a lot, but there's so few of him. His popularity, again, right now is only a 30. He plays a big part in Secret Wars. He will be in the MCU. I don't know if they'll introduce him in Spider-Man 4. I don't know if they'll introduce it. I mean, he'll probably be in the Young Avengers. There's probably a bunch of things that he can go and be introduced in. His popularity is not going to go down. It's not going to go backwards. That's only going to go up. People 50 and above that don't have kids or grandkids or whatever, don't like comic books, they're going to not be part of this world in the next 40 years. And everybody that is 10 years old or 5 years old, or that might not know who Peter Parker is, they just know that Miles Morales is him, as their Spider-Man. They're going to grow up, and kids that are not even born yet are going to know who, like, the amount of popularity this character will gain, because he'll be in the MCU, because a big part of Secret Wars, like I said, is insane. It'll only go up. He'll go from a 30 to a 40 to a 45 to a 50 till we find 59 and take back the square. Yeah. Comment down below if you get that reference. Okay, I'm sorry, 40 minutes in, I'm gonna go and finally get to comments right now. ViviVersity says, let's go! First comment, woohoo! Big A says, I like that beautiful thumbnail. Secret Rare first appearance Spider-Man down 7,500, 960 released, while Secret Rare, I think 910 were released. While Secret Rare Miles, one sale away from 6K, 160 released. And everyone see where this is going? Any one of those collectibles that I just mentioned, the 3, Moon. At some point, Moon. Big A is no longer one sale away, Secret Rare Miles now at 6K. I mean, it's gone back and forth a lot during my stream of these 40 minutes. NFT Hero says Secret Rare Spider-Man is the first Marvel Disney NFT ever. Has more value, in my opinion. I mean, the reason why I didn't talk about the first appearance Spider-Man, the Peter Parker ones, because everyone should know that that's a grail. Everyone should, and that's been 100K at one point. So you're definitely doing more than 10x there when it gets back to all-time highs. Yeah, doing a lot of stuff. NFT Hero says, just read that. NFT says, I can already see where this is heading. Pump up Miles Morales and logo bags. Well, I don't have a Miles Morales. So, I mean, yeah, so, I mean, am I talking really good about him? Yes. Why? Because this dude is a grail. And the logo, yeah, of course. Why? Because that is also a grail. But I'm also not selling. So, yeah, I'm not necessarily pumping my own bags. Because, again, I'm not selling. Mr. Pine Prophet says, hey, Mr. Pine Prophet says, your Miles going to the moon next. Our ultra rare Miles, yeah, 100%. Doesn't says this hype is something else. Bunch of hype. Lots of hype. Mr. Pine Prophet says, I like hype. Hype train! Hype train! Mr. Pine Prophet says, Wolf of Hype Street. Just says, we need a metadata market analysis, please. Maybe we should have the Vivi Fox on. She's great. Love her. Justin says, more real-time OMI buys. Oh, yeah. I remember when I used to do that like every single stream. Hey, guys, just bought 3 more million OMI. Hey, guys, spent 20K, bought a bunch more million, like, those were the days, man. Those were the days. And it says, if anyone wants to see the power of mint size, think of the dumb Jurassic airdrop. Regular common was $20. Same one with one word different in title. Italy was selling for thousands because of the smaller mint. It's a good point, man. Scarcity is crazy. NFT says, pump your bags, pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. Mr. Prophet says, scrutinize Reese about MCP. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Mr. Prophet says, JK. ViviVersity says, anime on Vivi will be huge. I agree, 100,000%. Yeah, there's... God, could you imagine? I don't... I hope they do something small first, like Fruits Basket, Furuba. Maybe, I mean, Death Note would be great. Maybe Dead Man Wonderland. I feel like people that know anime know of that, but that's not like a crazy big one like Fairy Tail or Attack on Titan. Maybe Seven Deadly Sins would be good too. I mean, it's really just onboarding the anime users, which, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of them probably don't have a lot of money, but I want, again, for the anime that's not mainstream. The mainstream stuff, everyone's going to want Goku. Everyone would want Pikachu. Not that we would get Pikachu with an anime thing. That would be separate. But I'm really curious of what the 2 licenses that David assigned. So back when David was on my stream, he had mentioned that there's C, B, and A tiers of licenses. C being, let's say, like Kripkins. B being like maybe Cartoon Network. And A being like something that has 50 million followers and above. And he said there's still 3 A tier ones that he hadn't gone and
that he hadn't gone and announced yet, and that was months ago. And now we just have another 2 licenses that are a big deal. One of which took 2 years to sign. My guys, I don't know. Does his mint number under collectible? ViviVerse is 100% agree. Yeah, this is Planet Profit. This blockchain is the future. I cannot disagree. Gotta agree with that 100%. Darth Chaos says, hello there again. General Darth Chaos. I've so I did a video this morning, streamed with Eva and Jonathan. Went on Cavel's stream. I'm streaming now. I am tired. This Planet Profit says, the Force. May the Schwartz be with you. News Now Marijuana says, blaze it. Blaze it. Blaze it.
I love you guys. I love you guys so much. I'm gonna go. Hold on one second here. Hold on one second right here. So we're taking a look at. I want to keep these up. The miles, the partners. That 1862 one, the one that's on the floor right now, that was mine. I had sold it for 32. Totally trying to sell it for 34. And then the Vivi logo is there's a lot of mints on there now between 4,300 and 5,400. So that I don't expect the logo to really until they announce crazy utility, and then we shall see.
News Now Marijuana says, I told some dude you had free speech on Facebook, and he went off and comments got deleted. Yeah, that whole post got deleted. So I'll go through. People are accusing me of pumping my bags, and I was like, guys, like I've been accused of this before with Lokis. Check the metadata. I've never sold a Loki. Check the metadata again. I people and I'll I'm some tough love here. People had no issues when I went and made a video that said taking on debt or going into debt for buying more OMI. That was released a little over a year ago. No issues with that. Why? Because OMI is always going to be readily available for people. No matter what the price is, the price goes to $1, you're still going to be able to get OMI because the price is $1. It's not something that's ever going to go away. The collectibles, though, people get a little salty because, he's pumping something that I want, and now I can't get it because, the price is out of reach. And not necessarily that I'm pumping it. I'm just telling people what I'm doing. And if you want a timeline on this, what happened was 2 nights ago, David and Dan go on a public Twitter space, Metaverse Life and Vivi Magic were hosting, and they mention in like a 3.5-minute clip what they're going to do for the Vivi logo. They're going to make it so that people do not want to sell anymore, like at all. Like they don't want the the volume, the trading volume. They want to make it so they don't sell. And everybody that was listening to that space that was lucky enough to keep their finger on the pulse, they went and bought. They went and sold stuff. They put money in, or they went and sold stuff to buy. So obviously I could not sell my Lokis because that would be sacrilegious, and I told people I wouldn't sell. That's why I sold the partners, so I sold everything. So I sell everything. I get one at $28.50 and one at $29.50. Give or take. I spend about $6K, and I go to bed. The price maybe raised a couple $100, went from like $27.50 to like $3K. I go to bed with the price at $3K. No video of mine has been made yet. I wake up and the price is $4,500. Now, if I really wanted to pump my bags, I guess at that point just sell there. But I made my video after it was already $4,500 of why I got 2 logos and being thankful that I got it for. And then the price dropped about $550 to like $39.50. So my video actually, I don't know if my video caused it to drop, but when something pumps 50% overnight, people are going to come out of the woodwork and be like, oh, hey, good money. And then I made another one this morning saying that, hey, I went into debt to buy another Vivi logo, and people were saying, oh, you're pumping your bags, and this is like horrible advice. First off, I've never given financial advice on this. Am I a financial advisor in the real world? Yes. Do I have clients that's like, hey, how much money should I get for this and a loan, and what the payments are, where I have access to all their financial information, their tax returns, and I could get to see what's going in and out of the bank accounts. Yes, I did that for years. I had a successful business out of that. But I've never given financial advice on this channel, and I clearly tell people, hey guys, this is just what I'm doing. And I've also said, as an outlier, people should mostly not do what I do, because it's very, very risky, very, very dangerous. But people got salty because they thought I was trying to pump my bag so I could dump on the community when I haven't sold, and I didn't make a video until after it had already pumped, because I just woke up and it had gone to the moon. It had gone roof. So yeah, Facebook like lit up before, and I was like, oh, bro, like I don't know what to say. I don't even know how much traction that video got. Miss Planet Prophet says, "Oh, that episode is awesome." News Now Marijuana says, "Randy for the win, for the win." 100%. Adam Face, thank you for the $10 super chat, saying free way to help support the channel. It's not a free way, I was super chatting. Adam Face says $20 super chat, free way to support the channel. Being an absolute mad lad. And then the last one, $100 super chat, goes 10, 20 to 100. Free way to support the channel. Adam, I love you so much. I hope you're doing well. I hope. Does Adam Awesomeface have like a Twitter? Does Adam Awesomeface have an Instagram? I feel like we only see Adam Awesomeface here. Have we met? I feel like we haven't. Is your profile picture Elon Musk? No. All right. Anyway, ViviVerse it is. Aw, thank you, Randy. No problem, Eva. It says Vivi X SpaceX confirmed. It's not confirmed, Vivi. Not confirmed, Eva. You're so funny. Pixel Trader says, holy cow, Secret Miles Morales flex listings are almost the new floor. Only 4 to 6 real listings left. Yeah, it's crazy. Big A says, actually, go look at floor now. 6.3K, then 7. Yeah, dude. Miles going crazy. Frank Sobaka picked up another 86,000 OMI to get to 3.3 million. Slowly buying more, but I'm not in a rush. Yeah, I think we have a good couple months of accumulation left. I'm working on something. Hopefully in December it happens. Hopefully in November it happens, but I will get as much OMI as I can, and it's gonna be great. Does this Peter Parker's floor goes from 7.3 to 8.K? Ooh, not bad. Not bad, kid. Big A says, in one sale, 1 miles equals 2 partners. Jesus, that's nuts. I mean, it makes sense when you have something that's so scarce, and he will be a future grab. Tony Tonga was able to get the secret rare, dude. So happy for you. So happy for you, mate. NFT says, no way Miles Morales more popular than Partners. The hype and the low editions make FOMO real. Oh, yeah, no. Partners is on the popularity scale like nobody's business. And Miles is on the scale, but not even close. Because, again, Mickey Mouse is a lot more well-known than Miles. Miles will obviously has a lot more room to grow, though, because a lot more people will go and know who he is in the future. Tony Tongo says, stoked AF. Frank Sabaka says, I like Miles as a character, but I think his pump is largely due to scarcity. I think Walt has a much bigger fan base. Once we get those Disney fans, Walt could pass Miles. Yeah, I mean, Walt has clearly been higher than Miles before. Yeah, I'd say that's possible. NFT says, Disney fans would still... Ow. I gotta sit up for this. Oh, my body. Ugh. Also, check out my sleeping comics hat. Amazing. Disney fans would still supersede in a wider spectrum. Just not Miles Morales Spidey, in my opinion. But who knows? Yeah, I mean, Disney fans are, they're everywhere. Robert Steiner says, I think I did something to my tooth. It's not feeling good. Can't go wrong with any of these grails when they're trying to have millions of people on the app. Where's that Nightmare Before Christmas drop, though? One day. Oh, David had mentioned something about that. Or it wasn't David, it was Alex. Oh, excuse me. Hello, Santa. Let's see where it was. It was waitlist. No. Yeah, so it was this. I forget who had posted about it, but Vivi Magic says, this is my Halloween wish. Talking about Jack Skellington. It says, if not this month, I'll keep December. And Reverend Alex G says, this one is complicated. And the Omi Homies, Max said, but not impossible.
And Alex says, not up to us, but I hope not. So I guess they've been trying for it. They've been trying for it, and we'll see what happens. So I'm very, very curious. Huh. Uh, Chris Coffee ETH says, big IP, interoperable, just a huge hurdle, and this is why. But Brock and Blockchain says, hi, Immutable X has global royalties. Meow. Maybe just a reason for other people to go in. Alpha? So Vivi Viral says, Vivi Whale Starter Kit, talking about Superman, Vader, partner statue, the Golden Moment Spider-Man. And then this guy Hollow says he's lying. Squirrel Go comics of all rarities are the real grails. Electras are good too. And Vivi Viral says, don't spill the alpha. Vivi Fam is awesome. These guys are great. So Epico Regal is doing a they have a lot of OMI prize pool tokens, and I guess that's finishing today. And one of my favorite guys, Fat Booty, PHAT Booty, is in there in the Legends tournament. I just thought that was a friend. I'm just going through the Twitter, I'm reading y'all my notifications. Everyone's liking stuff. No Way says, for some reason I'm not so sure about this. The best for the whales is to go on very liquid items. It's hard to sell Tods when they're worth 15k. Way easier to sell a bunch of Winnie the Pooh first appearances for 2k, or Woody for 1k, talking about in a bull market. Says, I don't think Grails will be whales' priorities. I think they will. But ViviVerse says, I'm not sure that's how most whales would see it. People can buy damaged tables and bookshelves, renovate them, and flip them, but most would rather flip one home than a ton of different tables. Selling 15 Woodies at the floor might be more difficult than one Todd. That being said, he's got 30 Woodies and 5 Winnie the Poohs. So that's pretty good. But yeah, and also, who wants to spend that time? Who wants to spend the time of constantly listing? Whales don't have time. That mariachi band for Vivi is really, really good. That mariachi band that they have for the stamps, I'm 100% so bullish on that. And when I say bullish, I don't mean I'm bullish on it that it'll go to the moon. I mean that you're gonna see a lot of really cool art and video work for those stamps, because you put them all together. I mean, you put one of them in there and it has a little bit of sound, but you put all of them in there and it's a whole band. I don't think anything like that. You've had music on the Disney villains, you had music on the Disney cards, but you haven't really had a ton of really awesome sound, and it's just cool. Moving on. Where was I? Girl trying to... Yep. Super VBK says, why do you think Sorcerer Mickey animated so low? I thought that one would be huge. Also love the hat. Oh, why, thank you. It's a great hat, right? I don't know why Sorcerer Apprentice Mickey is animated so low. I mean, there's a bunch of Mickeys on there already. I mean, I think it's just time right now. There's so much supply of everything, not a ton of demand. But, that'll get better. NFTs, okay, then what about Elsa? The age bracket is about the same. She's bigger than Miles Morales. Imagine her with the same mint edition as Miles Morales. Yeah, she'd be thousands of dollars. It might actually be 5 figures with that low of an amount, because people 30 and lower might know her, and people with kids will know her too, because she's been around for 10 years though. Would people that are 50 know her? People that are 50 probably have kids in their 20s, maybe 30s, and they might not know who. Oh no, they probably know who Elsa is still. But for those of you that don't know, in it came out in December 2013, but 2014, Let It Go literally took over the world. Let It Go literally had... Everyone was doing copies of it on... TikTok wasn't around yet, but they were doing covers on YouTube and Facebook and mirroring it. And, I learned the lyrics to Let It Go in Russian. Where it's not... I think it should be translated to Отpusti, Отpusti, which would translate to let it go. But instead, they make it apusti izabud, which is let it go and be free. So apusti izabud, što prošlo nevenut. And that's how big of an, and it wasn't like, this wasn't pre-military Chavez that had all the time in the world. I was in the military at this time, and I'll give you guys some embarrassing an embarrassing story about me. Let me go and take a look at let's put a C17, no, KC10 staircase truck, and I'll put C. All right, so one of the things that I used to do in the military was step aircraft. People would have to come off the aircraft, and they can't go down the maintenance stairs because the maintenance stairs are very, 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 very steep. They're like, the first couple times you go down that, like, I'm gonna break my head. So they can't go down the maintenance stairs. So what they do, oh look, AMC, that's where I was. The alcoholics moving cargo. No, it's anyway. We had this giant staircase truck that we had to go. Actually, that's a C5. Yeah, that's a C5 staircase truck, but that one or this one, it doesn't matter. It was a long way. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because there's a part in the Elsa in the Let It Go song where she stomps on the ground, and yeah, it's in the middle of that instrumental when she's about to make the castle, and she stomps on the ground, and then she makes like a bridge with her hands, with her magic. So every time I would go up the staircase truck, I would be like, I'm free. I'd stomp on the staircase truck, and I'd put my hands up on the staircase truck, like up on the rails, and I would pretend I was Elsa. I'd be like, let it go, like as I was going on and running up. I think I've told 3 people that. So now 43 people. I love Elsa. I have an Elsa. Yeah, if she was the same rarity and say, if there's only one of her, yeah, it's just it's nuts. If there's 3 of her, the same thing, she would be a lot higher. She'd be so much higher. Yeah, moving on. NFT says, oh yeah, just read that. Just says, don't forget Toby's and Cocorbs. Toby's and Coco. So many people were trolling those comments before. It was great. It was a lot of fun. We have Super VBK saying, Elsa blew me away the first time I saw the detail NIR. Must have, in my opinion. Yeah, I think it's a must have also. I don't know why they did. So be advised, Disney is the one that made the, what do you call it? That made the figure. Like, Disney's the one that gave the specs. Like, so when you see Elsa, and this was brought to my attention, you can see through her dress, and you could see that she's thick. And it's like a third. I even asked Trevor, I was like, at DCon last year, I was like, hey, why'd you make Elsa a thirst trap? And he's like, bro, Disney just came up and said, here's the thing, render it. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, bananas. Zubi says, I heard the ViviVerse demo leak. Do you have any info we don't know about? Drink some water real quick. Part of the reason I think that people think that I have inside info is because I am like Sauron in this business. One, I live and breathe it. I keep my finger on the pulse with anything. I know about news pretty much as soon as it happens. And if I don't, somebody is messaging me, somebody's sending me a text, somebody's saying, did you see this? And I hear about it 6 different ways from 6 different places. So when I get that news and I know it could affect the price of something, buy, and I buy it, like David and Dan going on Spaces the other day, talking about the Vivi logo. I went and bought 2. Sold some stuff so I can buy 2. And what I know about the ViviVerse is public. It is that they will release a demo in Anaheim at DCon, and it's probably going to be awesome. Like that's, I think I'm pretty sure that's just all I know. Maybe there's if it's public, I'm pretty sure I know it, or at least I have read it. Maybe it didn't sink in. Um, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be insane. There is 0% chance that people aren't amazed and impressed by that. It has to be. I mean, they've been working on it for like 2 years, right? So moving on here. Michael Gazelian says, Randy, what would it take for 0.0005 only Bitcoin 8 to 12? No. It would have to say that OUP would have to be delayed by like 6 months. ViviVerse would have to be delayed till 2024, and the SEC would have to no, not can't SEC wouldn't they're trying to investigate like Google Labs right now, but they're a long way from saying we're banning NFTs, we're banning crypto, we're banning, everything's a security. Gary Gensler's an absolute moron. Nobody respects the SEC. They're going to try something that they're not going to be as successful as they want. But there is the only scenario in which OMI gets down there or below is actual nukes flying. Nukes flying, yeah, sure, OMI goes down there. There is no other, again, SEC could go and say we're going to investigate every single, crypto, and most of them are going to be securities. Yeah, they could, that's going to take forever. OMI will be a utility token by the time they get to us, and OMI will be a Metaverse token by the time they get to us, and I'm not going to worry about that. There is no other way that OMI gets to that price. It's just not. You take me and all the YouTubers and all my whales, if I can convince them to sell now, maybe and suddenly you have, several billion OMI being flooded in the markets, maybe. But I mean, there's smart money that, I haven't been in those circles. They're not doing that. They are accumulating. There is 0% chance that price happens, unless the worst should happen. Big A says loads Elsa into AR. Yeah, it's she'd be a thirst trap though. She do be a thirst trap. Let's go and read some comments here. From Liam Willson says, the real Randy Chavez. Honestly, man, I don't watch your videos as a rule. I'm not into hype train, but a whole bunch of you loud YouTubers are selling off the logo in a massive pump and dump. Could actually be a bad scandal. It might make the news if you guys got inside info, so I will probably watch. Good luck. I mean, I'll just do it real quick. Well, David and Dan went into a public Twitter space and told people what they plan to do. I put Dom by accident. He's gonna think I'm a Dom, or a sub, or worse. So I'll put what they plan to do, and then I'll say, I didn't make a video until after it had already pumped 50%. Then when my video came out, the price went down $500. Then I took on some debt and got another one, and got another one. I do not pump and dump. I am the anti version of that. Never sold a Loki. Never sold a logo. Metadata speaks, or I'll just put metadata doesn't lie. Why do I get those? Moving on. We got on the Google. Oh, that's so nice. We have queenvv.eth saying, finally got to meet at Real Randy Chavez and talk in person. Look forward to hanging out at DCon. Oh, she's going to DCon? Oh my God, look at my clean shaven face. It was only a week ago. Oh, she's got the thumb. She had the Vivi nails. That was really cool. Was great meeting you. Oh god, I'm getting notifications. Can't wait to hang again. Meow. Meow, 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 meow. Blah, blah, blah. And we got, oh god, we got some more notifications. Vivi viral notification. He'd be saying, yeah, just that it depends on the size of the whale. Some might view 1,000 Todds like I view $20 Steve Rogers. I personally stack mighties, but some might not get out of bed for such small numbers. Even if they expect the ROI to be larger, the amount of money might be too small. Yes, agreed. I feel like a lot of people really don't know a bunch of whales. I feel like they don't know that whales don't have a lot of time because they're whales and they're very, very busy. But hopefully through YouTube we can help educate. Blah, blah, blah. Queen Vivi says, special thanks to Mr. MC1 for the amazing party, having a blast with Mr. and Mrs. Daniel Crothers. So you guys are decon. That was also, first appearance of Mrs. Crothers. I don't know, Fendi or Fendi. Fendi or Fendi. Very happy couple. Mr. MC1 says, lovely pick. And that is all for the Twitter notifications. We got, oh god, where are we? Crypto Gaming says, Walt, if Walt and Miles came out yesterday, who would win the hype? The hype would probably go to the partner statue, but that's scarcity though. That's scarcity. Yeah. It's hard to say. Doesn't says Elsa's rendered in 720p maybe. Still think she looks good though. Pretty thick. Super BPK says, night buddy, have to run. Thanks for all the rawsome info. Woof woof woof. Yes, I think I created a new word. Nice. Big A says, Randy's a better person than me. Answering so politely. Our response would have been very different with a few F-bombs. I mean, I can see that. But I don't know. If somebody comes on and like hopes for you to do bad, if they hope, when other people come on and they come out and say, I hope your life turns to crap, like that person is hurting. Like that person needs a hug. Like that person is like an incel, or that person has like not felt the warmth of a woman, or like that person is just, that person has it rough, and that person needs to go and needs to have a friend, a buddy, like have like a, half a bottle of vodka and just tell all his problems, and then go and get a cuddle session from a professional cuddler, and then that person will feel so much better. That person will be like, Chavez, I'm sorry. I saw this TikTok the other day of this woman saying that women be telling their men they need to go to therapy, which is true. Men do need to go to therapy, but so do women, because we're all kind of messed up. And then the therapist had said that like you should break up with your girlfriend, and then it's like, okay, well, that's not really fun. That's the opposite desired effect of what we had. Man was working on himself, and then he dumped me. I feel like when I forget what I was responding to. I forget I forget where that train of thought was going. It was just a funny TikTok. Naruto says, how much is your rent and where do you live? Are you a whale? I'd say I was a whale when OMI was at 0.0079 or 0.0084 and I had over $1 million. When I have like 80% less than that now, no, I am not a whale anymore. I have a couple of cool things on the Veve app, and got 145 million OMI, but I'm not, I don't have $500,000 worth of OMI anymore. I have less than $200,000 worth of OMI, so I'm not a whale. And so I don't know. Can I say how much? Well, I can't really say where I live. I live in Long Island, and the rent is less than it was in my last apartment. So yeah. Crypto Gaming, give me that thumbs up, Crypto Gaming. Alex M says, what do you think ultra rare miles can do later down the line? Ultra rare. All right, we'll take a look at the ultra rare real quick. Let me go on. Let's take a look at the ultra rare miles. There's only 1,000 of him, right? Yep, 1,000. 182 in the market, so 18% of him are on sale, $390. So let's say 1560 is the sub 100 that you might be able to get. You can get
Oh, you can get a 58 for $1,000. You get number 67 for 880. You get 73 for 750. All right, so yeah. But that 750 is coming from somebody whose account is private. They don't have a photo. That's probably a bot. Yeah. So I would say that's a bot. But let's say $800. You can get a. I'd get this. I'd pay a little more than double, or yeah, barely more than double of what the floor is, and I just get a sub 100. But I don't know, that'll be $1,000 in the future. When, I don't know. Probably gonna have to go and oh god, hiccups. You're probably gonna have to go and have crypto to gem at that point. But yeah, that'll be $1,000. It'll be great. NFTs. Thank you, Randy. As always, you're a Vivi OMI soldier. Good night. Cheers, mate. Big A says, the guy is basically accusing you of being a scammer. You've been the exact opposite from the beginning. So insulting. Let me know if you want me to beat him up. I mean, I don't really need anyone's help in that region. I mean, if I'm gonna go like full Punisher, I would just do it myself. But there's, I wouldn't ask anyone else to do something. One, that I'm not willing to do myself, and two, that just, I don't know, it's not needed. Generally when, Big A, when you lost all that weight, I don't know if how you did it was into martial arts or anything, but basically for anyone that's either in the military or I guess police or, just knows the way of the fist, as far as martial arts, that the best circumstance that happens when you get into a physical altercation, the best circumstance is that you don't get hurt, the other guy gets maybe knocked around a little bit, and that's it. That is the best circumstance. Worst circumstance, I guess you die, but because somebody has a weapon, and but bad, most likely circumstances. If I were to get in an altercation and I beat the crap out of someone and that person presses charges, that is, there are. I would, like, is that worth it? If it's worth it to you, by all means. Someone needs asking anything, like, yeah, I'm gonna go shut them up. Cool. People will talk loud until they get punched in the face and the throat and threaten to break their windpipe, and then suddenly they become the victim. And when they become the victim, try to get people bad for them. They're gonna, like, you ever see soccer players that get like touched and like, oh god, like it's ridiculous. So when you go on and you have physical altercation, that person is going to make it seem like you hurt them in like the worst way, even if you just punch them like 3 times, and they're going to try to sue you. And like I have too much OMI for me to try to do that. Now, if somebody rolls up on me, then all bets are off. But generally, for physical altercations, I do try to stay away from. There are, again, best case scenario is that they don't press charges. Most likely scenario is that you beat them up, they do press charges, or maybe they have a weapon that you don't see. I mean, like, one of the biggest rules in knife fighting is to not let the other person know you have a knife, and that's how that's how they get you. So there, as far as like physical altercations in like the street, very very few of them have been fair. Now that being said, I'm gonna go and tell people that my good friends, the friends that I know like extraordinarily well, that are my homies for life, if I see a fight breaking out, it was not them. I know it wasn't them. I'm coming in swinging, and I have zero issue going and like, we'll figure it out later. But that is, I know it wasn't like. Not that I don't care who said what, how it started, but I know that if it's like, there was a guy that I met, cleaned his chimney when I cleaned chimneys back in the day. He was the music teacher for Sean the Brickashaw Ferguson, who's a lineman for the New York Jets, and he said that he laughs every time that Brickashaw Ferguson gets a personal foul, because he knows that it was warranted. Because he was like the nicest kid when he taught him in middle or high school, whatever. And if it's a personal foul that he gets, then he deserves it.
So if any of my friends go and they get an altercation, like whatever, and it's like, and it's physical, I know it's not them. I know, like, I know the other person was in the wrong. So I think that is kind of like my bigger weakness there. Don't attack me, attack my friends. That's how you get me to fight. That's how you get my OMI. So yeah, that is, I forget what, oh yeah, so big A, I'm not going to ask anyone else to go and beat other people up. Alex Adams says, I'm thinking of selling one of my AF-15 common. Got it on the drop for ultra rare miles. I don't know what to do. I know you can't give financial advice, but just your thoughts would be much appreciated. Thanks, Randy. See what the AF common is and what you have to sacrifice for. Let's go to the comics. Let's see how long I have to scroll to get to an AF-15 here. Oh, it's right there. There we go. That's at 405. So let's say you floor it for, let's say, 390, and you get, let's say 350 out of it, and you want the ultra rare. Oh, okay, yeah, I guess that's a pretty fair trade because you want the ultra rare miles, and you'd only have to put an extra 40 gems in. I would say commons do tend to outperform the other rarities, and AF-15 is probably the best comic that we have on the marketplace on Vivi. Yes, MC1 is more iconic, but when Amazing Fantasy 10,000 editions, like, dude. Yeah, I would say it's there's only 1,000 of the ultra rare though. And I forget how much there's several thousand for the common, for the AF-15. It was hard. I feel like renting comics is going to be even hard. Well, I guess renting a comic is $400. You don't want to pay $400. Let me rent it. I mean, you can just buy a reprint. Go to Marvel.com. I feel like comics are going to be a lot harder to rent. But I have that ultra rare miles. Only 1,000 people can have that, or 910 people can have that. It's not a ton. I mean, I would say that the ultra rare, or I'm sorry, the secret rare Miles Morales is already out of reach for a lot of people. How are you going to spend $6,000? That's so much money. Now, that being said, that's nothing for a whale. One whale could spend, 80K and suddenly the price is now 15K. There's not a ton of those. And there's more. I mean, but then if you don't have let's say you don't get you can't get that, so you get the ultra rare. Ultra rare goes up to 1,000, and let's say, okay, that's a lot for people, so you try to go for the rare. Or is it 239? Dashi, if you were going to take the ultra rare Miles Morales or the common AF-15, Dashi, I think you should lean towards the Miles Morales, because I think, Dashi, that the Miles Morales might have a little more room to grow in the future. Dashi, but for you, Alex M, I don't know your financial situation. I don't know what's going to make you happier. I don't know, so I'm just going to answer to Dashi from now on. Christopher just says, have you heard of Long Island's audit? Long Island iced tea? No, can you briefly explain Long Island's audit, what that means? Energy, what up? Alex M says, Rambo Randy, LOL, Army will definitely make you a madman. Well, I was Air Force. I still have a bunch of my stuff in the closet. All my medals and stuff are actually with my parents. My uniforms, I actually left most of them at the old apartment. So, I don't know. Probably if you see somebody with a Chavez, old school Air Force uniform on, it's probably mine from back in the day that my landlord sold. Caspi says, "How you doing today? What up, Caspi? I'm doing all right. I got my 4th Vivi logo last night. Doing pretty good." Ooh. So my collectibles put out 7 hours ago the Vivi official Spider-Man NFT collection, sorted from most valuable to least valuable. Oh, poor Jessica Drew. Jessica Drew is that she's Spider-Man's clone but female. She says all the way down at the bottom. Wow, so Secret Rare Spider-Man, then Secret Rare Miles, then Ultra Rare Spider-Man, then Ultra Rare Ben Reilly, then Miguel O'Hara, then Ultra Rare Miles, then Rare Miles, then Rare Spidey, then Uncommon Spidey, then Ultra Rare, Common Spidey, then Ultra Rare Zombie Hunter Spidey, then Common Spidey, then Uncommon Ben Reilly, then the Marvel Mighty Spidey, then Marvel Mighty Gwen Stacy Spidey, then the Uncommon, Zombie Hunter Spidey, and then Jessica Drew Spidey. Poor Jessica Drew. It's not her fault. I think she's a cool character. Moving on. Big A. So Secret Rare Miles number 50 was sold at the floor because the floor rose up to it. That may turn out to be an amazing purchase for someone. I think it will as well. Alex Hubbs is the real Savage Chavez. Dramaticus says, love your channel and watch every single one of your videos. Do you think Walt and Disney is a steal at this price? One of the biggest steals ever. Yes. Well, I think most of what you get down here is a steal, but yeah, that's already been 50,000. That will get there again. That's a big one. And again, a lot of the reasoning why I sold it for the Vivi logo was not because I think that the Vivi logo will keep up with it. Like, I don't think that the Vivi, like, if in order to keep up percentage-wise ROI, the partner statue has to, let's say back to its all-time high at 50K. It's a 15x. If the Vivi logo were to keep up with that in 15x, it has to be $69,000. Kind of nice down below with 69. And that's just, I feel like it's lunacy. I'm not saying that it won't get there eventually. I think it might. But I also think that Walt goes to 100K. So it'd have to double again. And in order for Vivi logo to keep up with that, it'd be over 6 figures. No, I just don't. Not yet. In the future, sure, maybe. Because there's so few of them. But the reason why I got it, partly, if we're going financial rentability, Disney did not make the partner statue with the idea of utility in mind. Will other people be able to rent them for other things? Yeah, absolutely. But what about Vivi logo? Minimum 4 times a year, you're going to be able to rent that out, but most likely 6 times a year because I'm giving it utility and Vivi's going to grow in the future as well. So that's a big one. But also, I literally just said a story of how I pretended I was Elsa running up a bridge every time I used a C5 or a KC10 staircase truck. I clearly loved I love Disney products. I love Elsa, I love Mufasa and Simba and a bunch of the Pocahontas, a bunch of the Disney stuff. But I'm not. I never really watched a lot of stuff with Mickey. I never really, Walt. I know and respect, but I'm not nostalgic for that. I am nostalgic for the Vivi fam. I like how the Vivi fam makes me feel. Yeah, I like Disney movies. They're fun. They're good, but I don't know if any of them made me feel the way that I feel when when David smiles at you and gives you a hug. When it says, hey, that when Dan hugs you and say, hey, thanks for all you do. When you go out to dinner with them, when people say like, hey, I watch you all the time and I wanted to thank you, like that feeling is unlike any other. And it's just, it's not like any other. So I got that because of the way that I like the Vivi logo more. I like the way it makes me feel when I look at it. I like the way that I think of the fam. I like the way that, and then, yeah, obviously, the rentability as well. I'm not dumb. It's going to make me money, but yeah. So Germanicus, that is, Walt is definitely a big steal. If somebody that bought the Vivi logo at 2,700 or 3K, if they want to go and sell now and buy back a Walt, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it was a bad move. If that makes you happier and Walt is undervalued, it'll make you money. Either one of those will make money. News Down Marijuana says, Randy, tell these kids to chill out with their defamatory remakes about you or sue for defamation and buy more OMI. Maybe I could. I should get a whale to be like, to call me like a racial slur or something.
My Gazelle says, Randy, I want 150 million OMI. Any advice? I don't know you, and I don't know your financial situation. I don't know what you spend money on, what your bills are like, but I will say this. Let's just say if you're single, I don't know if you are or not, but if you're single and you are working 40 something hours a week, let's say 40, let's say 50 hours a week, let's say you're booking out overtime. Look at where you live. And this is if you want it, what are you willing to sacrifice for it? Because you could get, I don't know how much OMI you have, but if I were giving advice, there's someone in the Vivi logo Telegram group that is 19 years old, turned 19 a couple weeks ago. Very similar to oh God, what's his name? Oh God, he's in here all the time. Oh God, I forget his name. He annoying me that I forget his. I see him all the time. But I would tell him that this is what I would tell him, or giving my advice to, let's say, if I had a kid that was 18, 16, 17, or 20, whatever. I would tell that person, you work every single waking hour. If this is what you want, if you want, and it's not a bad idea to go and sacrifice and to go and give up certain niceties or certain things that you have when you're younger, so you could be super wealthy when you're older. Don't live with your parents. Obviously, you are not 20. I think you're a bit older. Michael Gazelian, probably about as old as I am. Is it an option to live with your parents? Hey, mom and dad, if you have a good relationship, can I live with you guys for a couple months, 6 months, whatever. And then I would go and I would be working every waking hour. I've done this before. How did I reach 145 million OMI? It's not for sitting and waiting for the bus. It's not for working 30, 40 hours a week. I was working 80 plus hours a week, 2 different businesses, and having a YouTube, and had a girlfriend for part of that time. I don't know how the fudge I did that. Jesus, that was insane. Yeah, I 100% would not. I would, any vacations, I would say don't go. I would say, if you're living in one, saving on rent is a huge thing. And then going and then saying, hey, I'm going out to dinner twice a week. Make some rice, get a little bit of meat in there and some beans, make some vitamins, and that's it. Be super bland. Be super cheap, be super bland. That's what I did. And that's relatively healthy. I had Taco Bell. I took years off my life, which again, nobody should do what I do because it'll take years off your life. But that's what I did to get, and I'm gonna continue doing it until this bear market's over. I will keep doing this until I'll have to be dead or completely incapacitated. Never give up. I will accumulate as much as I possibly can. Why do you think I make why did I do? This is my third piece of content today. Had a piece of did a video in the morning, did a stream with Eva and her brother, got her brother to get into OMI. Then I went on Cavell's stream for an hour and a half, and then I've been streaming here for an hour and a half. Why am I doing a 69-hour stream on Thursday to Sunday? Partly because, I'll make some money with it, but also because I want to be able to separate OMI. I know that almost no other project has YouTubers that are going 12-hour streams, 16-hour streams, 33-hour streams like I've done. I guarantee they're not going to do 69-hour streams either. So this is something that, I do a little bit for the money, but I'll do it a lot because they're historic. Everybody, and it's not historical because I'm doing it alone. I'm doing it because there's no other place where there are, a total of 30 or 50 people coming on over the course of, multiple days. There's just not. I will continue putting as much money into OMI and Vivi as possible. Can't stop me. Can't stop, won't stop. Willow Kid says, what up, Randy? Yeah, what up, Willow Kid? How you doing, fam? We got Michael Gazelian says, also, Boba Fett Ultra Rare is ridiculously cheap. Whales will come in and stack some of these items. Can you imagine if no Boba Fett was available anymore? Pretty cheap purchase to make, yeah. A bunch of these grails you're getting for prices that I feel like these prices shouldn't be. It's ridiculous. Give me an extra, $250,000. Yeah, 150 million will go into 150,000 will go into OMI. 50,000 go in the Vivi app. The other 50K will be probably for me, whatever. But yeah, that's what I'd do. Easy. Crypto and Gaming says, nice hat. Oh, well, thank you. You like the Sleep in Comics hat? I like it as well. Germanicus, say no more. I'm full sending it. Wait, what are you sending? Oh, my body. Germanicus, what are you sending? That was 7 minutes ago. 7 minutes to carry 3. What was I talking about 7 minutes ago? I forget. Fun Under the Sun says, bought Secret Rare Miles today. Get her! Get the Secret Miles! What did you pay for the Secret Rare Miles? You definitely got it today before. Or did you buy it like 10 minutes ago? Let me know, Fun Under the Sun. Smarty Pants says, am I Gazillion? I'll answer how you get 150 million on me. Cough. Buy it. Megan Slattery! Say, do your arms hurt holding us up like this? My arms hurt just watching this. Someone needs to make an NFT of Chavi's new whiteboard. My arms actually don't hurt like this. I mean, eventually I assume it will, but right now it's kind of fine. Because if it was one arm, maybe, but not. Fun Son, you're the one that got it for 6.1K? Oh my god, that's amazing. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. Relatable Hustle, Secret Miles on his way to 7K. Imagine the bull market. Yeah, that'll be. I made a post. Let's read this post. Let's read this post on my Twitter. Where was I? Okay. I'm very curious to see the comments on it, because I'm not sure what the comments will be. But it's about number 69 and it being $10,000. Ben Riley, stamps, Todd, doing a thing. Okay, so yeah. 3 days ago at, where was it? 11:16 a.m., October 13th, I had said, this person knows what they've got. This mint is easily worth it in the long run. And it was, the floor price was $5,500 at the time. And the floor price was going down. It had gone down to like $3,400. But it's mint number 69 for $10,000. Let me go and, excuse me. That is mint number 69 for $10,000. When you go, oh Jesus. When you go and you take a look at that and take a look at the floor now, let's take a look at the floor now. Let's go to the Vivi app of the Secret Rare. Or 6,200. So you have a number 94 for 6,700. You got a number 58. But 69 is a meme number. That might as well be a sub 50. I would equate a 69 with a sub 50. You can't get a sub 50 anymore. I mean, that 69 now is $6.9 million, but a sub 50 you can't get. And even if there is one, no, you just can't get it. Sleep in Comics is number 116 for 9.9 million. He's great. Actually, you can get a number 45 for 9.9 million. But yeah, that is 100% worth it. In a bull market, sub 50 and number 69 will be tens of thousands of dollars. Miles in general will be 5 figures. Bull market, oh my god, it's so scarce. You don't need a ton of people to want to buy it to do that. So, guys, it has been a fantastic hour and a half. Maybe I can go a little bit longer. I'll go over some Twitter comments right now. Wow, so that Whaleman guy posted this 2 hours ago. Has 163 likes on it. People saying, welcome, bro. Thanks, brother. Take Vivi to the next level. And this is Eva from ViviVerse. This is her brother. So, he's very smart. He comes from, good people, good fam. He's not going to dump. He hodls with a lot of stuff. Okay. It's not. Look at the distance. Half-eaten baked potato. Yo. So a buddy of mine had received a payment from Earth 2 of $1,000. Yo. Get that bread. Get it, girl. My Earth 2 account. Let's take a look at Earth 2 real quick.
I'll see what's been up with it. I passed the 40,000 essence, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna check right now. Oof, only 445 ether has been detected. So what's this gonna be like? I'm gonna get like 20 essence. 28.99 essence I just got. So about, let's say 29 essence. Basically, essence is gonna be about $1 when it opens, maybe $2. In a bull market, it's gonna be like $10. Yeah, a bull market is gonna be nuts. So in a bull market, this would be $400,000, but you'd have to wait a bunch for that. I have a couple $100 in the account. Let's see how many jewels Is there not? My inventory not give me any jewels? I guess I don't have jewels. I guess I took that pretty recently. If you go to the bazaar, jewels are selling for 8 cents per jewel on there. I have, let's go see how much, does it say how much I have? 400 plus 1100, so it's 1500 plus another 11, so let's say 26 plus another 12. What was that? 26, 38 plus another 12. Let's say 51 because a bunch of smaller numbers. 62, 73, 74, 80. So about 86,000. About 86,000 no, 8,600 gems. So 8,600 gems. Let's say I sell them all at, I don't know. I think they take a penny out of it as well. So let's say I sell them all for 6 cents. So let's say 5 cents. So what I say, 8,600 times 0.05. It's really only $430. Really, that's so strange. I feel like it's not a lot. Anyway, those will go up when they give a lot of those jewels utility. But Earth 2, when that comes out, if that comes out, I mean, that essence token, which you can only get by playing the game right now, is probably going to come out in like Q2 of next year. I think OMI is going to probably go up at that point. If it doesn't, then I will 100% divest a little bit from that Earth 2 essence and I'll put it into OMI. Germanicus is the Walt and Disney statue. Oh, you're sending it. Where are you sending it, fam? Are you buying some? I think it's a good idea to buy some. Not financial advice. There's the Amazing Fantasy. Okay, we're going to go and get away from the Amazing Fantasy. We're going to go to the collectibles. And we're going to see a Walt. I'm going to have to scroll. I'm on patrol. I'm on patrol. Defense mode. I'm going to lay my monster down on the field in defense mode. Come on, Disney. Show me your Walt. Show me the money. Show me the money. I love this black man. I love black people. Show me the money. Everyone name that movie. It is a great reference. I'll just tell you. Spoilers. Jerry Maguire. Okay, partner statue. 3,500. You'd be buying one that was owned by me because Torley Cave bought it for me. That's my number 1862. So you would have bought one that. Oh, he has number 783 on there for 3,900 as well. Oh, that's interesting. A 3-digit. It's the cheapest sub-digit. It's the cheapest 3-digit that you can see. Interesting. Crypto NFW says Secret Rare Miles is going nuts. So ultra rare. Yeah, I know. It's a great time. Big A says I just opened Twitter. MILFs is trending. Didn't disappoint. I love you guys. Mark D says, Randy, I've got the Miles Morales FOMO fever. Can't decide rare or ultra rare. Been watching them all day. I sold my extra AF15 common to get one. Or is that an amateur hour thinking we'll go for sub 2 300 help? So I did go over this a little bit before. If you go and sell a AF15 common, you might net like 355. You would have to put in another 35 gems or have an extra 35 gems in order to get that ultra rare, because the ultra rare is at like 390-ish. I am quite bullish on it. Ultra rare is cool. Ultra rare is 398. So you'd have to get. I mean, it's not a crazy thin floor. You know, if someone buys the bottom 10, raise up $50. Not really that much. Partner statue. You buy the bottom 10, it goes up $500. It's nuts. But with the Vivi logo, 4,500 now. Buy the bottom 10, it goes to 8,000. But there's a lot. there's a lot. There's 4,500, 4,500, 47, 4,900, 5K. You know, an extra 24K, and the price increase is $700. It's not a ton. Yeah, it's not a ton. So I would say, oh, Vivi has hers on sale for $7,000. I wonder if someone will buy it. Vivi's cool. She's fun. She's been on kind of on my podcast before, but it was, oh look, mine's on for sale for 4.1 million. I had it originally put for 100,000, figuring that no one would buy it. But you know, if this, like, let's say I wake up and this doesn't grow by 50%. Let's say it grows by doubles and it goes to like 9K or 10K. At that point, somebody, a big whale might be like, yeah, 100,000 is worth it. So I mean, because that's it's not just a normal sub 100, which should be about 2.5x of what the floor is. Sub 100 is usually another 2x on top of that, but at these prices, you know, there's only 140. There's only 141. I don't think there's. If I go to the editions low to high, there's only. Oh, I'm sorry. There's two sub 100s that you can get. Is number 64 for 10K, number 49 for 16.9K, and then I guess you have the number 99 for 18K, but nobody's gonna pay that. 64 for 10K. I don't know if I'd get that. I mean, long term, sure, but you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't really. I don't know if I would. I just buy the floor, whatever the floor is. But again, anything that you buy right now, probably going to do pretty well. So for AF15 for Miles, they're both going to do well. Miles is a bit scarcer, so I would get him, but I don't know. I don't know about I don't know what you should do, Mark. Not my decision. Big A says you might be selling AF15 close to the bottom and buying Miles close to short-term pump. Be careful, that's also a good point. But again, it's short-term. Relatable Hustle says sold my Homer and Bart for rare Miles. Nice. The only reason why I am not the only reason. One of the reasons why I'm bullish on it is because we haven't seen any other Simpsons since then. We've seen a bunch of Marvel and X-Men stuff since then. You know, so Iron Man, he's not alone. You know, we've seen obviously more Disney stuff. You know, so Elsa kind of makes sense, and that Mickey's hat. Obviously, we got Sorcerer's Apprentice. Star Wars stuff, we had more of that, but we haven't seen more Fox stuff. We haven't seen more. We haven't seen any more Simpsons. There's no Maggie. There's no Lisa. There's no Marge. You know, there's no Abu. There's no anything. I don't know why that is. It's a very big. I mean, for Halloween, Simpsons always had. I actually always watch the Simpsons Halloween stuff every year. So a Homer might get very, very scarce if for whatever reason their licenses don't give us more. So yeah. Germanicus says, damn right I am. 100%. It's down 92%. It's a no-brainer. Yeah, Walt's a great to stack right now. Michael Perello says, do you think it's worth holding anything but the rarest rarity of a given collectible? Yeah, I mean, it's worth it to have the set for the MCP points. It's also worth it to have the set because the set is it's cool. You'd be like, I got the whole set. I don't know, it's just bragging rights. And also, they look good also. It's just, you know, it's not just because of the MCP points. It's not just because it'll make you money. They just look cool together. It's business. He definitely has. Ooh, girl. Sorry. It's wild. Oh, wow. Okay. Where was I here? Moving on. Michael Burrell says, it says, if you cannot afford the set, do you think it's worth anything? But yeah, I mean, generally for collecting, I would say that you do want to collect the most expensive item first. And if you can do that, if you collect that most expensive item first, it's going to be easier to get that set. I mean, some people, they can't though. Like, some people want the original base set Pokemon cards. It's impossible. It's not impossible to afford Charizard, but hundreds of thousands of dollars, where other things are, you know, in the 5-figure range. You know, if you can't get the most expensive, again, the Miles Morales is going to be out of reach for most people in the future. Kind of already is now. So you get the ultra rare. When that goes to $1,000 or a couple $1,000s, then you get the rare. So I think that's fine. If if you love the character, it's like, well, I can't get this one, might as well get this one. Get a cheaper option. Michael's laughing. Oh wow. Whale. Whoa, that's a long one. You told me about it earlier today. Good watch. Oh yeah. I forget what I was saying. Are you saying Randy's right? Whereas, oh yeah, DeLargo had that thing with David Yu. It was good. Good, really good YouTuber. Some people be creative AF. Okay. I'm gonna give some. All right, moving on. Yeah. Oh, that was it. All right, guys. Thank you all for the super chats. Adam Wassleface, you are the best. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. I love y'all. I don't know if I'll have a podcast this week, or like people on the podcast, but on the Thursday does start my 69-hour stream. So we shall see. Crazy Man 420 is I want to keep stacking everything I can. Get that bread. Get those MCP points. I love you guys. Bye.